I have been sick for the past week and a half, which never happens to me. I had a good like 6-year streak of not getting sick, but today I'm gonna get back on my rituals. Let me make the bed. Making the present moment romantic is just by doing little things like this. Making a fresh pot of tea, lighting incense, playing your favorite playlist, doing the mood lighting, all those little things to create a moment out of your life frequently is what makes life feel romantic to me and how I romance myself. It's like the attention to detail and creating an ambiance and a vibe that you can have a revelation in or do nothing in, but still feel like this moment of life is worth living and is delicate and is a special ritual where one should breathe deeply. That's kind of what I got going on. Some mornings I really just do not want to move my body in that way, but this morning I just want to sweat and pump it and go hard. So time for my daily skincare. I usually just cleanse, moisturize, and add some SPF in the morning. I've been doing skin cycling, which I just love. I was gonna do a whole video on it, but you basically exfoliate one night, use a retinol the next night, and then have 2 recovery nights where you're just using moisturizer or aloe vera, just gentle things on your skin. So on day 1, I use the Paula's Choice chemical exfoliant, which I highly recommend. It works so well, it doesn't tear at your skin. And then the next night I use the Ordinary retinol. This is vegan. It's 1% in squalene, but your skin might be very sensitive to retinol, especially if you live in a warmer climate where there's lots of sun. You really want to be careful because it makes your skin extremely sensitive to the sun. Like this Paula's Choice one is 0.3% retinol, so you might want to start off with a lower dose, work your way up even to 1%. I'm not a skincare guru, this is just what's been working for me, and I've really been enjoying it. Daytime SPF. I got sent this Zit Sticka one. This is supposed to be helpful for acne prone skin, and I personally have been loving it. And these other 2 sunscreens are pretty much my go-tos for an active lifestyle by Kinship. These are vegan, cruelty free, and they are also zinc oxide based. I wanted to share with you some of my favorite Christmas gifts this year, all from my honey. I didn't really do a gift exchange with anyone else in my life because I'm not really a gifts person, but for your romantic partner, it just is a little different. And so I just want to show you what he got me, which, first of all, this cutie little watercolor set. I traveled all over Europe with one of these, a smaller one, and I used it so frequently. It's so convenient. This is a little watercolor paintbrush that you put water into and it activates, obviously, the watercolors. This is a watercolor pad, and these are watercolor postcards so that I can send my family and friends my own little watercolors while I'm traveling. I really want to be cute like that this year. Be really thoughtful because I am trying to be more consistent and communicate with my family frequently, so this is going to be really cute. And last year for my birthday, he got me this Super 8 camera, which I have filmed really cute things on. But this Christmas, He got me a Nikon film camera. It's really great. The light meter works, and I'm just really excited to shoot film photos also all throughout my travels. And okay, this is a kind of a silly gift, but I used to love playing Nintendo. I used to love playing Mario Kart, and he got me a Nintendo Switch. We have gone to the arcade so much throughout our relationship just because I want to play Mario Kart. It's so activating and healing for my inner child, and so he got me a Switch so I could play it all the time, and Super Smash Bros, which I played all throughout high school, and it's a really nostalgic thing. He got me this life straw. They made them a lot cuter and much more aesthetic, but I definitely want to do a lot of hikes this year, and this is gonna come in handy. You guys know I have a lot of nightmares. I'm constantly fearing for my life. I need to learn some self-defense, but he did get me these things to use. If anyone is following me or I need to attack someone, I will punch with this so that I'm not hurting my hands. Self-defense is really important, especially being a woman who's really trusting in the world, going on hikes alone and traveling alone. I've traveled all over the world completely alone, and it has felt vulnerable at times. So he got me this personal alarm that can be put on doors and windows, and I have a door buddy so that no one else can open the door from the outside even if they have the key. The last one is this really powerful flashlight that is 2300 lumens, and if you strobe someone with a really strong flashlight, you can basically blind them for a short period of time. Not actually blind them, but disorient them, and hopefully that'll be enough to get away. Now, I'm not trying to manifest anything by having all of these things with me. Most women, when they're walking around, they don't feel safe at night. They have big dogs, or they just don't do it, period. And I want to be able to feel, you know, secure within myself by having some self-defense skills. I never really worried about this when I was younger, but as I get older, I just feel more and more protective, and I know what people are like in the world. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. But moving on, he got us this shared journal so that we could write poems about each other, and we're going to be traveling together, so at the end of our travels we want to make a casual poetry book with our film photos and our poetry, and I already wrote a poem in here. But I love this painting by Gustav Klimt, and the gold on the outside, it's just so beautiful. This is one of my favorites, The Embrace. I am pretty private about a lot of my relationships, or many parts of my relationships, especially the more romantic ones, but I think that over time I will include little parts and moments and stuff like that, since he is a really big part of my life. And I honestly didn't think I was going to date a man ever again, but he just swept me off my feet.
It is time, it's the perfect summer night. Those three words are spelled out in your eyes. But before I go on, say something wrong.
My roommate Reese and I are going to have a gallery show where I show my ceramics and our paintings and a mural that we're going to paint together. There are a lot of things that I haven't done that I've spoken about doing because I am just so afraid of putting really mediocre stuff out there. Like a music album, like a cookbook. I still have all of those things that I'm working on, but I just don't think that they're good enough to share yet, and I'm not one to overhype myself or what I'm doing. In fact, I'd rather underhype myself and over-deliver. And so this is a really big growing edge for me, because I could spend my whole life just trying to get one painting ready for any other human soul to see, but I have this almost deadline, and it's like, just see what happens. Just breathe presence into it and allow yourself to be bad and imperfect, because the point of this little gallery that we're doing is just to show that you can be an artist at any stage and that you can make things because it feels good. I ended up moving the canvas into my bedroom because there's better natural light and just more space, and now I'm just steaming this bad boy literally ran out of paint within like 5 minutes, so I'll have to revisit this.
So healing to be around people that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s as well.
So much to learn from each other.
Absolutely. It will never fully be as pure as the human experience, and that's like a really intense thing to reckon with as an artist, because so desperately I want people to see what I see, or I want to see what other people see.
Part of the day, getting to light candles after washing my face and just do a little evening routine, being all cozy at night, especially alone, like taking care of yourself when no one is around to watch, and just really prioritizing intimacy and dates with yourself is so special. I'm just gonna be coloring in my sketchbook and watching a sad movie called I Believe in Unicorns. I am ready to cry. I'm also gonna floss because I've been trying to get better at flossing. I have spent so much money going to the dentist and fixing problems from my childhood when my family would go to this really cheap dentist, and having paid a lot out of my own pocket for random dental needs, I'm not fucking around anymore. I am going to watch Bend It Like Beckham instead because that is a safe movie and the vibes are great, the outfits are cute. Bi awakening happened during this film when I first watched it when I was young, so...
Still Beckham, plenty in the middle. It's a decent...
It's an early morning in the studio for me. I love coming here when I can just be in my own little bubble. And today I'm going to be doing some glazing. I have so many pieces that I've been throwing for the past month or two. And I want to show you some underglazing that I did, which allows you to have finer detail and drawings. And this glaze on here will be a darker teal shade, but this says Bailamos Juntos. And I really like it. I put little flowers all around. It's not my best work because the paintbrush was kind of thick. I have this one that says Como Rebi, sunlight that shines through the leaves of trees, and a little tree. So I got some glazing pencils and it'll allow me to have finer detail, and I want to draw my little still lifes on here. I've been trying to be more honest in every aspect of my life, being honest with where I'm at mentally, with my habits, with my emotions, and not masking anything, not regurgitating responses I think I'm supposed to say. There's nothing to hide away. Everything is welcome, and might as well observe things more closely, like the conditions that created the discomfort, the shame, the joy. I can feel the pulse and purpose of life when I do this. I believe we're here to be brave and feel deeply. And I love this quote by Mark Nepo. I think I've shared it before, but it goes like this. We waste so much energy trying to cover up who we are, when beneath every attitude is the want to be loved. And beneath every anger is a wound to be healed. And beneath every sadness is the fear that there will not be enough time. When we hesitate in being direct, we unknowingly slip something on, some added layer of protection that keeps us from feeling the world. And often that thin covering is the beginning of a loneliness which, if not put down, diminishes our chances of joy. It's like wearing gloves every time we touch something and then forgetting we chose to put them on. We complain that nothing feels quite real. Our challenge each day is not to get dressed to face the world, but to unglove ourselves so that the doorknob feels cold and the car handle feels wet and the kiss goodbye feels like the lips of another being, soft and unrepeatable. Hello friends of the interwebs. I spent like 5 hours at the studio. I look a little disheveled right now, but I canceled and then reconfirmed my plans like 3 times tonight and decided, even though I'm feeling kind of moony, I'm gonna go and meet my friends for a little bonfire. And I have some cacao ready. I just made some orange cauliflower chicken. It was so good. And I'm bringing my journal, my Kindle, and my little watercolors and a poetry book, just in case I feel like not talking, and then I can just be in my own little bubble. And the best thing about bonfires is that you can just stare into the fire and you don't need to speak. And I've just been realizing in all social settings, you don't need to talk. You can just go and listen and vibe and be a part of it, but you don't need to overexert yourself socially just to be there.
Tell me when you're ready. I get away, he's waiting. I learned to love that look, and I can read your signs.